I have never been very good with my words, and gaining this skill has not been easy. I've always admired those who write poetry. How they create a visual to the sound we call a language fascinated me. I am drawn to the holy words praised for truth. I admire people who write like this, especially the one I fell in love with. They somehow took an unexplained, twisted atmosphere and raised it to a level the human eye can now somehow see. Not a single sentence is left unemphasized. Every word that escaped their mouth was laced with power and tenderness. With every new thought, their eyes glazed over with new intentions. My knees would bruise with longings as they sunk into wooden pews of prayer for a daily intake of this. Hallelujah, praise be the gospel according to your voice. I hope you saw the same in me once and got just as enchanted as I did. I've seen you wear every moment proudly on your lips, kept intact like your Sunday bests, and I wonder if you ever liked my Sunday best, or if you thought they were worthy of any god. I wish I knew how to marry myself to a language like you. To think you're using the skill and applying it to my being warms my insides and melts my heart with comfort. But to think may not be true. For I know you've stained my church clothes in bloody tabernacle red wine to match the damage I've become. Then I thought you could assist me in healing this leopard fever of darkness, but instead you've convinced Mother Mary I am not worthy to listen to your New Testament. Mary, forgive me because I have spiraled into a world of fallen red angels, breaking the stained glass existence in the process, shattering across the home where I ate the flesh of your Son like I was worthy. Lord, forgive me, I shall never sit at your right hand as my downfall makes me question if you're out there. I lit a candle in the memory of this woman covered in Bible paper cuts, sitting in endless confessionals with no forgiveness. Welcome to my second nature sin. I have lost the belief in the religion that is you. I am not worthy of your words anymore, but I still wonder if I ever was. Thank you.
It's 3 a.m. again, as fragments of poems assault my brain, but they aren't where the action is. No, they're just a distraction from the fears I'm keeping at bay. While the light of day ticks ever closer, the kids, the mortgage, the redundancy, yet what a beautiful part of the world to be living these fears in this fairly lucky country where I shed my fairly lucky tears. The virus, my eyes, the leaky roof, the goats have worms and I never get it right when I trim their hooves. 1.5 meters is a reassuring lie and most people ignore it most of the time. How will we afford our kids' degree and the surgery? And why do all my poems rhyme? I mean, seriously, it happens every bloody time. In this fairly safe hut till bushfire season or when the storm comes, I mean, what possible reason was there to build so close to that giant gum in which a fledgling owlet nightjar suns itself? Now it's 3:20 and I'm no closer to sleep, but I'm holding those fears just ever so slightly looser at the thought that someone out there is awake too. Maybe tonight it will be you. An anonymous collective, if not a community, of poets lying awake in the dark, breathing together. Maybe this too shall pass.
You are conflicted in the night, you are conflicted in the day, you are conflicted in the way you are conflicted. You are conflicted in the bedroom, you are conflicted in the boardroom, you are conflicted in the bathroom, you are conflicted in his presence. You are conflicted walking down the street. You are conflicted even in your sleep. You are conflicted in the work you do. You are conflicted through and through and through. You are conflicted by your hopes and fears. You are conflicted after 20 years. You are conflicted now, I've seen too much. You are conflicted when you cry your tears. You are conflicted by your wedding vows. That meant everything to you. Conflicted by your duty girl, as if duty makes up all your world. You are conflicted by the new. You are conflicted by a stolen kiss that reminds you of desire missed, conflicted by your body's greed that screams out want, that shouts out need, and seeks to find itself in bliss. You are conflicted by both guilt and shame, imposters both by another name, conflicted by this burning flame, but you are older now, not the same. You only have yourself to blame. Thank you.
I don't know if I've been here before.
I don't think you have, but it's great to have you here for the first time.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Boundless. On the shores of Ash Island, there is a cove shaped as a horseshoe made of sand and seashells. The smell of salt is thick here, and brown seaweed clings like mermaids' fingers to an ancient rock that juts above the water just before the ocean makes its presence felt. Its bogey, the undertow, can drag you out beyond the lights of Stockton to a place where even Nobby's lighthouse disappears. I go there sometimes, to that place beyond the lights. I lie there in a wooden skiff, my head upon a pillow propped against the prow, where I watch the stars and listen to the lapping wet and divine the depth below me. There is peace here, a peace I've never known before, a sense of things, of meanings that take no shape in words. I go there sometimes, to that place of stars where sky and sea are mirrored and horizons don't exist.
I might dive into a couple of shorties just to break up the rhythm a bit from the new book. So again, a couple of you know I've got a second book out. It's called Punch and Judy. And both of them, I'll put the two together. Hopefully you can see them on the screen there. Both of them became #1 bestsellers, which as a poet, you know, it was quite surreal. And off the back of it, there's super hope now for poetry out there because it's making a huge comeback. And I'm such a big advocate for trying to promote poetry in new forums and new circles, and contemporary poetry is helping to do that as well as traditional poetry. But underneath all of the madness that goes with having 2 bestsellers, I still want to write about things that heal me and things that I hope heal someone else or help, maybe not to heal them, but to generate conversation about topics that I care about and topics I think that matter. And the second book, Punch and Judy, it's about domestic violence. So trigger warning on a couple of these poems. But I'll write I started off writing about modern love and around, you know, love of today, and then it evolved into turbulent love, and then it got into some of the deeper stuff on domestic violence. And I really want to be a voice for women out there who can't speak and are super brave with whatever their circumstances are, and really just shine the spotlight on the right conversations. So I'm going to do a couple on domestic violence. The first one is called Eggshells. Tossed between sheets, alone in the night, evading sleep, dreading dawn breaking. You arrive home for breakfast, lipstick visible on collar. I recoil from the sickly scent of foreign perfume clinging to your skin. I turn my head from your guilty kiss, chapped lips skim one cheek and your wandering palm slaps the other. I make you bacon and eggs. I'm sick of over easy, my stomach churns at your sunny side up, yolk trickling down your face as tears stream down mine. I wash the dirty dishes, suds keep my hands soft. Yours are hard enough for us both. I pull the plug, watch dirty water, drip, drip, away. Scrub the work surfaces and eggshells fall to the floor. I sweep them away, no longer wanting to walk on them. You run the shower upstairs. I turn on the kitchen tap, smirking as you scream. I'm in hot water as you shiver in cold. My bags are packed and my money is stashed. My plan was to flee last night, but I'm still here. My brain is still scrambled like tomorrow's eggs.
There is an intersection of 2 selves at dawn. I was taught mourning is a much too perfect ritual, but we'll still ask each other to come back when the sun can't see us. The past is sweeter. You've never salted a wound, have you? We are the same person. This is the same day when the lily-pillies are the most beautiful. These flowers grow in salt water, but I prefer to sit at the roots of a mangrove. Here I translate this past self, but it all comes to the same answer. Look forward, it is still you, I am still you. I know we've met before because the past moves further away firmly yesterday. This future is much too bright now, but we'll sit here for a little longer. Morning comes too often, and it is done each day to shed the old self. Meet me at the broken clock, and we will watch time cave in on itself. The future is a waxing crescent. Today tastes like sugar, but we, you, I don't know that yet. Your name reminded me of summertime, but all we have here is an end of spring slump. The water is not blue yet. I still rest and translate this future. Look back, it is still you, I am still you. At dawn, we are both tonight and tomorrow and the day after. We are two handmade carpets laid out under the sun to soften our colors. I was taught morning comes too often, and morning is a much too perfect ritual. It is done each day to shed old self, but we'll still ask each other to come back, near the broken clock when the sun can't see us, and we will watch time cave in on itself. The past is sweeter, the future is a waxing crescent. You've never salted a wound, have you? Today tastes like sugar. We are the same person, this is the same day, but we, you, I don't know that yet. When the lily pillies are the most beautiful, your name reminded me of summertime. And these flowers grow in salt water, but all we have here is an end of spring slump. I prefer to sit at the roots of a mangrove. The water is not blue yet. I still rest here. I translate this past self and translate this future, but it all comes to the same answer. Look back, look forward. It is still you. I am still you. It is still you. I am still you. I know we've met before because at dawn we are both tonight and tomorrow. The past moves further away, firmly yesterday and the day after. The future is much too bright now. We are two handmade carpets laid out, but we'll sit here for a little longer under the sun to soften our colors. Thank you.